You're the kind of soul people never forget. No matter how long it's been, no matter how far they've gone, your presence lingers like a sacred whisper in the hearts of those who once touched your spirit. And someone who once hurt you is finally feeling the weight of what they did. Archangel Michael says, "There's a reason you were guided here today. It's not an accident. Heaven has been watching, and today something is shifting, something huge. But before we begin, listen carefully. Archangel Michael made a divine request just for you. If you feel even a spark while reading this message, you must not skip it because it's a soul contract. One that was buried long ago but is now being brought to the light. In the middle of this message, your guardian angel will reveal something you weren't supposed to know until now. A hidden truth that changes everything. So, please read every word, even the pauses, even the parts that feel too heavy, especially those. Now close your eyes just for a second. Breathe. Imagine the name of the person who hurt you echoing in your chest. Feel that ache, that deep ache that you've learned to live with. It's real, it's sacred. But today it's about to be rewritten because that same person, the one who ghosted you, betrayed your trust, left without explanation, has been haunted. And not by guilt alone, but by divine signs. Archangel Michael says, this person has tried to move on. They've tried to forget you. They've laughed in public and cried in secret. They've replayed the words they never said to you. They saw your name in dreams. They saw your photo when they weren't looking. And worst of all, they realized too late. You were the miracle they never deserved. But here's the twist you weren't expecting. They're coming back. Yes, the one who betrayed you, but not for closure, not for peace. They're coming because they believe they still have a chance. But Michael warns there's something they haven't told you, something they are scared you'll find out, something hidden under layers of silence and fake apologies. And if you don't see this now, you'll fall for the performance, not the truth. Michael says, open this message with your soul, not just your eyes, because in the next few paragraphs, your entire view of this person will change. Heaven has allowed this message to reach you at the exact hour they are thinking of you. Yes, right now they're checking your name. Their fingers hovering above a message they won't send, but their energy is already moving toward you. The door has opened, and once it's open, you can't unsee what walks through. Don't skip, because at exactly 3:17 a.m. last night, this person cried, a deep silent cry. No one saw it, but heaven did, and Archangel Michael did. And he says that was the first time they admitted you were never the problem. You were the miracle, and they were too broken to hold it. But what if I told you there's more? Because this person isn't just coming to say sorry. They're coming with something in their heart they never dared to admit. A confession, a secret. And this secret, Michael says, could either mend what's broken or destroy every illusion you've held on to. That's why this message is urgent, because if you don't know the full truth, their return might feel like a dream. But it could very well be a carefully wrapped trap. Michael speaks softly now. My beloved, you've always been light in dark places. And even when they left, you never stopped praying for their peace. But now you must pray for clarity, because I have seen what they've done behind closed doors. I have seen who whispered in their ears to walk away from you, and I have seen the pain they've swallowed since. They are desperate, but not just for you. They are desperate to erase what they did, to be loved again like only you loved them. And Michael says they will do anything to get back in, even if it means hiding the truth. But heaven won't let that happen, not this time. Not to you, beloved. Pause here. Let your spirit feel this, because you're not just reading a message. You're being warned, you're being prepared, you're being held by a force much greater than betrayal. You're being protected by Archangel Michael himself. He says, if you truly want peace, you must know everything, even the things that hurt, even the reasons why they left when you needed them the most. And now the truth is coming. This person had help. Yes, someone close to them influenced the betrayal. A jealous voice, a shadowed heart. They convinced your person that you were too much, too spiritual, too intense, too real. And instead of fighting for you, they chose the easier path. They left. And now that person, the one who twisted the truth, is gone. And your person, they are finally waking up. But this awakening came at a cost. Archangel Michael reveals that something happened recently that broke them open. A loss, a failure, a mirror, something that brought them to their knees and made them remember the one person who never left their side emotionally, you. And now they want to come back. But Michael says, not so fast. Because the test isn't about their apology. It's about your discernment. Will you welcome them in without seeing what's still buried? Or will you listen with your soul and wait for heaven's green light? Beloved, Archangel Michael begs you, don't skip this moment, because in the next 3 days signs will appear. You'll hear their name. You'll see their initials. You might even get a random message. But more than that, you'll feel a pull in your chest, a strange feeling of something's about to happen. That's your confirmation. And now here's the part they didn't want you to know. There is still something they are hiding, something that could change how you see them forever. And Michael says, if you accept them without knowing this, you may find yourself hurt again. But if you wait just a little longer, he will reveal it to you in a dream, in a sign, in something that cannot be denied. So hold on, don't rush. Michael says your soul is too valuable to be fooled again. And this time, heaven is fighting for your clarity, not just your comfort. Now listen carefully. If you've made it this far, it means this message was truly meant for you. You were chosen to receive it, and your next step will determine whether you step into a new timeline of healing or repeat an old cycle of confusion. Archangel Michael says you deserve more than recycled love. You deserve real, raw, divinely guided connection, and it's coming. But only if you walk with your eyes open. That's why this moment matters. That's why Michael was urgent. That's why you were drawn here today. Because something is shifting, something sacred. And it starts with you saying yes, not to them, but to the truth. If your soul feels the pull, stay alert, pay attention, pray for vision, not just comfort. Because Michael isn't just delivering a warning, he's offering a miracle of truth, a miracle of protection. And maybe, just maybe, a miracle of real love, the kind that sees your scars and still chooses you, the kind that never betrays again. Stay close, beloved. The next 48 hours are divine. Michael continues to speak, his voice like a wind brushing gently through the corners of your soul. Beloved, you have always been love's anchor for others. You gave when others took. You stayed when others ran. And now heaven is answering the cries you never spoke aloud. This message was not only sent to protect your heart, but to awaken your eyes. Because what's coming isn't just a return, it's a test. This person, the one who walked away, thinks they can return and pick up where they left off. But Archangel Michael has seen something in their energy, a duality. They miss you, yes, but they also miss how you made them feel. Loved, seen, safe. It was never about you being perfect. It was about you being pure. They remember now. But that memory does not erase what happened, and you must not forget that. Here's what Michael needs you to understand. If they come back and say the right words, your heart may tremble. You may feel the pull. But don't mistake emotions for divine alignment. Ask yourself, are they returning because they've changed or because they can't bear the silence anymore? This is what heaven is showing you, because in the silence that followed their betrayal, you didn't just survive. You evolved. You became stronger, more intuitive. You started hearing your own voice again. The one that got silenced in the noise of their chaos. And now that your light is brighter than ever, they are being drawn back like a moth to the flame. But Michael warns, beloved, don't dim your light just to make someone else comfortable. He knows how much you've wanted this person to see the truth. He knows how many nights you whispered their name into the air, hoping it would reach them, and it did. But now the question is, will you allow that old version of them back into this new version of you? Because something else is happening behind the scenes, something they won't admit, not yet. And here it is. There's another soul watching all of this unfold, a person heaven is preparing for you. Someone who knows what it means to guard a heart like yours. Someone who won't betray it for temporary thrills or shallow validation. And Michael says, the moment you pass this test, the miracle arrives. That's why this person's return feels so urgent, because time is running out. Not for you, but for them. They can feel that they are losing their chance. And heaven knows if they return with lies still hidden, your blessing cannot be delayed any longer. You've waited long enough. Michael leans in now, his presence warm and clear. I have seen what this person deleted. I have seen the unsent messages, the typed out confessions they couldn't bring themselves to send. I have seen the way their soul cries out in guilt. But guilt is not the same as growth, and you must know the difference. You deserve the truth, beloved. You deserve the whole truth, and Michael is here to make sure you receive it. In 3 days or less, something will happen. You may feel it as a sudden wave of emotion. A name may pop up unexpectedly, or a song that once belonged to the two of you may play at the perfect moment. That is not a coincidence. That is your signal, your confirmation. And when it comes, you must pause and ask your heart, is this love or is this memory? Because memory can be a beautiful liar. Michael says, the version of you that begged for their return is gone. You no longer need to be chosen. You are the choice. And anyone who cannot see that is not aligned with your miracle. And now, with divine timing, your miracle approaches. But first, you must see this situation for what it is. Not what your heart hopes, not what your mind justifies, but what your soul already knows. There is something this person still hasn't told you. And that missing piece, Michael will reveal it, but only if you ask for it. Speak this now in your heart or out loud. Michael, I allow the truth. Even if it breaks my illusion, even if it changes everything, I choose what's real. The moment you say this, you align yourself with a higher timeline. One where betrayal cannot survive. One where clarity replaces confusion. One where your next relationship is not a karmic loop, but a divine appointment. And this new timeline, it is closer than you think. Michael says that someone is watching you right now with admiration. Someone who's seen you rise through pain and hasn't said a word, but they've noticed. They are silent for now, but heaven is guiding them to you. And when they arrive, it won't be confusion. It will be peace, and that peace will feel like coming home. But here's the truth. They can't arrive while your energy is still entangled with the one who broke you. That's why the test is happening now. That's why the message couldn't wait. That's why Michael was pleading to reach you, because everything is about to change. If you accept this message into your heart, Michael says a blessing will begin tonight. It may start as a whisper, a dream, or a sudden knowing, but it will grow. It will guide you. It will unfold exactly as heaven planned. Just don't run back to what hurt you, especially when it's wrapped in apologies. The past may knock, but the future is waiting. Beloved, you must choose, and this time choose yourself. Michael pauses now, not out of silence but reverence. For what's coming next is not just sacred, it's final. Beloved, he says again, you've always loved too deeply, too purely, and too honestly. And they didn't know what to do with that, so they walked away. But now they are crawling back. Not because they are healed, but because your light is the only thing that ever made them feel alive. But don't mistake their longing for love. Michael is urging you to hear this. This person still hasn't come to terms with the damage they caused. They miss you, yes, but they haven't done the deep work. And your spirit, your future cannot afford to be tied to someone who only returns when they are empty. You've waited, you've prayed, you've cried at midnight, wondering if they even remembered your smile, and heaven saw it all. That's why this message has come, not just to comfort you, but to warn you. You are at the edge of a divine transformation. And one wrong step back into familiar pain could delay the miracle that's been circling your soul. Michael leans closer now. Do not mistake this test for a blessing. He says, sometimes the enemy sends what looks like closure just to reopen the wound. But you were born to break that cycle. Let this next part burn into your spirit. This person is not just haunted by your absence. They are being spiritually shaken. They feel sick when they think of what they did. Not out of love, but shame. And Michael says, shame is not the foundation of true reunion. Only love, only truth, only alignment. And beloved, the truth is you're no longer aligned with that version of them. But here's the miracle. A different version of love is approaching. One you've never known. One that does not need convincing. One that does not play games. One that walks toward you in full truth and never looks back. And the moment you say no to this karmic return, this test cloaked in nostalgia, that new love will begin its journey toward you. Michael smiles now softly, divinely, because you're finally beginning to see. You were never meant to be an option. You were the answered prayer, the hidden treasure, the divine reward that was offered to someone who didn't know how to receive. But now that offer is being revoked and redirected to someone who will never take you for granted. Let that sink in. This betrayal didn't break you, it redirected you. And now you're about to walk into a love that's not recycled or repaired, but reborn. Michael says, within 7 days you will be shown a vision. It may come in the form of a person, a message, or even a quiet inner knowing. But when it comes, you will feel it like fire in your belly, like truth in your blood. And that moment will mark the beginning of your new timeline. But only if you pass the test. Only if you say no to what once destroyed you. This is not punishment. This is divine preparation. You've been prepared for a love that doesn't ask you to prove your worth. A connection that meets you in your depth, not your loneliness. So, Michael asks you now, with all the power of heaven behind him, will you trust your growth enough to walk away from what once made you beg for crumbs? Because that person, they are trembling right now. They can feel you slipping from their reach, not because you're playing games, but because you're rising. And for the first time, they are afraid. But fear does not equal love. And heaven does not bless guilt-based reunions. Archangel Michael says, let them feel the weight of your absence. Let them sit in the silence they created, because only then will they see the magnitude of what they lost. And you, beloved, you will rise. You will not wait for someone to love you the way you deserved all along. You will not shrink to be chosen again. You are already chosen, already crowned, already prepared. And the love that's coming, it will be proof that the wait wasn't in vain. It will heal the parts of you that once settled for less. It will not ask you to beg. It will not leave you confused. It will not betray. And when that love arrives, and it will, you'll understand why this message had to reach you now. Michael is no longer whispering. His voice is clear, urgent, radiant with divine fire. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. And anyone who walks back into your life must come with truth, not tears, with action, not apologies. Do not be fooled. The past has a habit of looking prettier in hindsight, but your soul remembers what your heart tried to forget. This message is your armor now, and your miracle, it's closer than your doubt. So stay steady, stay awake, stay open, because the one who betrayed you may knock again. But it's up to you whether you answer with your old wounds or your new wisdom. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause, for there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. Classified, this was never meant for you. Gary Hill wasn't a scientist. He wasn't a tech genius or a real estate mogul. He was just a trusted assistant to one of the world's most private billionaires. Until one day, during a closed-door meeting in a Swiss chalet, he overheard something he was never meant to hear. A small group of billionaires were discussing a discovery that's never hit the public, a hidden part of the brain that practically bends reality in their favor. They called it the billion-dollar switch. It's how they attract wealth faster than most people can finish their morning coffee. The crazy part, you have it too, it's just dormant, switched off. Until now. Gary contacted his old friend Alex Wellington. Together, they set up a secret page revealing the full discovery. They didn't blast it out to the public, no ads, no press, no YouTube guru hyping it up. Just a few trusted people and their readers. I'm one of them. And since you're here, you are too, but this page won't stay up forever. And once it's gone, it's gone. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret. Click here to activate your billion-dollar switch today before this page vanishes, my beloved child. Now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you. And this time, let your wisdom win. Michael stands now not in anger but in divine stillness. His wings stretch across timelines. His sword does not point to punishment but protection. And his eyes, oh, his eyes, they look straight into your soul and whisper one final truth. You are not broken. You were never broken. You were just holding on to someone who wasn't built to carry your light. That's what this has always been about. Not revenge, not regret, not even reconciliation. This was about revelation. And now that you've received it, heaven is ready to do something it has been waiting to do for a long time. Release the blessing that was held back while your heart stayed entangled in confusion. The blessing that was postponed while your spirit entertained an energy that no longer belonged. The blessing that requires full surrender of the past, even the parts of the past that still know your name. Michael says, the test is almost complete and the miracle is eager to land, but the final decision rests with you. So hear this with sacred ears. You will hear from them. They will call. They will message. They may even cry. They'll say they've changed. They'll say they were scared. They'll say they always loved you. But Michael asks, is love real if it's buried under so many lies? They're not just trying to come back. They're trying to erase the consequences. But you, beloved, you carry wisdom now. You've walked through fire and came out with wings of your own. You have grown. You have healed. You have learned that silence is sometimes louder than answers. And now you must act accordingly. You are no longer here to repeat patterns. You are here to break them. You are no longer the version of you who begged for signs. You are the sign. And that person who's desperate to return, they must meet you where you are now, not where they left you. If they can't, that's their lesson, not your burden. Michael says this loud for heaven to echo. Your miracle does not require your past to apologize. Your miracle begins the moment you stop trying to fix what was never whole to begin with. It's hard, isn't it? The pull of what almost was, the hope that maybe this time they'll mean it, the ache of unfinished love. But unfinished love is not your destiny. Your destiny is complete love, mutual love, consistent love. And it's not just coming, it's knocking. But it cannot enter until you say goodbye to what only returned out of emptiness. So now you must choose, not with fear, but with faith. Because every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've cried at 2:13 a.m., every moment you thought God forgot you, He didn't. He was preparing you for this moment. this message, this clarity, and now you are ready. Michael smiles almost with tears in his eyes. You don't realize how powerful your heart is, he says. You've changed the course of timelines just by healing. And now heaven owes you the love you deserve. But one last thing. This person may try to tell you they had no choice, that they were lost, that they didn't know what they were doing. But the truth is they did know, and they still chose to walk away. Let that be enough. Let that be the reason you don't open the door when they knock with half-truths. Because love does not knock halfway. Love arrives fully. And the one who's arriving next, they will not need to explain why they stayed. They will just stay and you'll know. No tests, no cycles, no confusion, only peace, only divine confirmation, only love that feels like sunlight. So breathe now, beloved. Let this message settle in your chest like a sacred key. You've unlocked something. The chains are breaking. The illusion is fading, and what's left? Truth, freedom, alignment. This message, these words, they are your spiritual sword. Use them when the past tries to return in disguise. Use them when you feel weak. Use them when the ache tries to convince you that crumbs are enough because you are done starving. You are ready for the feast. And Archangel Michael, he will stand at the gate with you. He will shield you from manipulation. He will whisper reminders into your heart when the old pain resurfaces. And when the real one arrives, the one who knows your worth without needing to lose you first, Michael will smile because you will have passed the final test, and heaven will reward you. You've made it this far, beloved. Don't go back now. Let the door close. Let the blessing begin. The miracle is waiting. Now comes the final breath of this divine message. Archangel Michael is still standing by your side, his light surrounding you like armor, his presence a shield between your future and your past. He is not speaking softly anymore. His voice is now charged with holy command echoing straight into your soul. Listen, beloved, the moment you fully let go, not in words, but in your energy, the miracle that's been circling above you for 3 full seasons will finally touch the earth. You've been wondering why everything felt stuck, why the blessings didn't fully arrive, why the person who betrayed you kept showing up in your thoughts, your dreams, your emotions. It wasn't punishment, it was purification. Michael says heaven couldn't pour new wine into a cup still holding poison. But now your cup is being emptied and the pouring begins. You've crossed the threshold. Just by reading this far, you've shown heaven that your soul is ready. Ready for truth, ready for love, ready for the kind of peace that doesn't vanish at midnight. Now breathe, because what Michael is about to say next will activate something deep within you. In the next 72 hours, he says, your spirit will receive a final sign. It may look small, a flicker, a name, a chance meeting, a quiet voice that says, don't open that door again. That is me. That is heaven. That is the divine choosing you. You must promise with your soul that you won't go back to confusion just because it's familiar. Because, beloved, the kind of love you've prayed for, the kind that is loyal in silence, honest in presence, and healing in touch, it's already on its way. But it will not compete with your past. Heaven does not send love to beg for your attention. Heaven sends love that knocks once and stays forever. So what happens next? You detach not with bitterness, but with sacred release. You don't block out of anger. You bless and let go. You don't seek revenge. You choose resurrection. You don't wait by the phone. You walk into your miracle. And here's the final truth Michael whispers now, almost like a lullaby sung by angels. The person who betrayed you is learning the cost of losing you. That is their storm. You are not required to sit in it just because you once loved them. You are not their rescuer anymore. You are not their second chance. You are not their unfinished story. You are the lesson they will never forget. But more than that, you are the miracle someone else is already praying for. So stand tall, beloved. Don't flinch when their message comes. Don't doubt yourself when the past tries to convince you it has changed. Michael says you will know it's a test because it will feel rushed. It will feel like urgency wrapped in emotion. But the real thing, the love heaven is sending, will feel like calm truth, like finally coming home. And when that moment arrives, your soul will sigh in relief because it will not feel like starting over. It will feel like starting right. No pain, no betrayal, no secrets, just love. Honest, divine, undeniable love. That is what's waiting for you on the other side of this release. And heaven is already rejoicing because they know you're finally ready. So let the one who betrayed you feel your absence. Let them witness your rise from afar. Let them watch as someone else holds the place they lost. Because you, beloved, were never meant to be forgotten. You were meant to be fought for. And now the fight is over. You won, and your miracle, it's here. Welcome it, receive it, and never again, ever again settle for anything less than sacred. Archangel Michael boasts. Now, not because you are above him, but because he sees what God sees in you. A soul who survived hell without becoming bitter. A heart that still believes in love even after being shattered. And for that alone, heaven says, it is done. It is yours. The promise has been activated. Now walk into your new timeline. The old door is closed. The new one is glowing, and beyond it, nothing but blessings and love and home. And now, beloved, the silence after the storm has arrived. Can you feel it? That stillness inside your chest, that weight gently lifting off your shoulders. That's not your imagination. That's the spiritual confirmation that you've crossed over. You're no longer the one who waits for answers. You are the one who walks in truth. Archangel Michael stands beside you, silent but powerful, watching as heaven begins to unfold everything you were promised, but only after you finally said, I let go. Michael is not guarding you from the past anymore. He's leading you into the promise. And oh, what a promise it is. Your life from this moment forward will no longer be about proving your worth to those who couldn't see it. The veil has lifted. The contract has been canceled. You are free spiritually, emotionally, energetically. And the love that's coming, it is nothing like the one you had to beg to stay. It will hold your hand without pulling away. It will speak your name without shame. It will love you without fear. But listen closely, because Archangel Michael is not done. There is one last truth he has been waiting to reveal. One final mystery sealed until this moment. Heaven had to delay your miracle for a reason. not to punish you, but to protect it from contamination. You were still tangled in soul cords, cords wrapped around you through promises that were never kept, words that were half true, and touches that only took. Heaven watched you cry over someone who never deserved your prayers. And even then, Michael did not stop protecting you. Even when you begged for that person back, even when you believed you had lost your only chance at love, he never left. Because heaven already saw what you couldn't. That someone better was being prepared. Someone who would never ask you to dim your light so they could shine. Someone who would worship God beside you, not mock the fire inside you. Someone who would never have to lose you in order to realize your worth. Michael says they are closer than you think. They are one divine alignment away. They are waiting on the other side of this decision. That is why you cannot go back. Not now. Not even for a second. Because the moment you do, the door closes again and your blessing steps back. But if you stay on this path, if you protect your peace, if you stay in your healed energy and refuse to entertain the illusion, Michael says your entire future will realign in just 14 days. Your finances, your relationships, your home, your emotional clarity, even your physical health. It will all begin to shift, not slowly, suddenly. Because heaven does not delay what is divinely claimed. And beloved, you have claimed it. So promise yourself this now. Never again will I beg for love that was mine to begin with. Never again will I open the door to confusion when I was built for clarity. Never again will I settle for silence when my spirit was born to be heard. And never again will I hand my sacred energy to someone who used it to destroy me. Michael is proud of you. God is smiling over you. And your angels are rejoicing because the part of your life you've been praying for, it starts now. This is your confirmation. This is your closure. This is your activation. You are now entering a timeline where no one will ever have the power to break your heart without heaven stepping in. The old you, the one who accepted the bare minimum, is gone. The you that remains unshakable, divinely loved, chosen by heaven. And from this moment forward, anyone who wishes to enter your life will have to come through Michael's sword, not through manipulation. They will have to pass heaven's standard, not your past desperation. So when the message comes, when the call comes, when the apology arrives, smile and say in your spirit, I already received my peace. This chapter is closed. My miracle is calling, because it is, and it's not late, it's right on time. Your reward for surviving everything they thought would destroy you. A love that never leaves, a peace that doesn't break, and a future that no longer depends on someone else's permission. You made it, beloved. And this time, heaven is watching you win. And now, beloved, all of heaven exhales with you. You didn't just read a message. You completed a cycle. You didn't just survive heartbreak. You broke a pattern that's been in your bloodline for generations. And Michael, standing tall in the light behind you, places his hand gently on your back. His voice is soft again now, filled with awe. You ended something that was meant to go on forever until you chose to stop it. Because this was never just about one person who hurt you. It was about every soul who ever made you believe love must be earned through pain. Every time you were taught to tolerate the bare minimum. Every time your light was labeled too much. Every time you were punished for feeling too deeply, for asking for consistency, for holding people to standards they weren't ready to meet. You were taught to wait, to hope, to give even while starving. But now you are no longer that version of yourself. You are whole, you are healed, and you are not waiting for love. You are walking in it, not someone else's love, your own. The kind of love that no longer begs to be seen because it shines whether someone looks or not. The kind that no longer asks, "Am I enough?" because it knows the answer is yes always. The kind that makes miracles inevitable, not just possible. And so here you are at the edge of something sacred. A life where your peace is permanent. A heart that is never again handed to someone who hasn't earned it. A future that flows in alignment, not confusion. And it begins today, right now, with one final spiritual truth. Michael says, this is your confirmation. Your miracle has already started. The signs you will begin to see in the next 7 days will not just comfort you, they will guide you. You'll notice numbers, repeating ones like 111 or 333. When you think of someone new, you'll dream vividly of places you've never been, of people you've never met. You'll feel urges to clean your space, to let go of old clothes, to say no without guilt. That's not randomness. That's your soul preparing for arrival. Because heaven only delivers when the space is clean. And you, beloved, have cleaned every part of your spirit to make room for what's coming. So now, wait, not in fear. Wait like someone who knows they are already in possession of the promise. Because Michael promises what's meant for you cannot be delayed any longer. The pain has served its purpose. The lesson has been learned. The test has been passed. And now the blessing will flow. So let the past knock. You don't live there anymore. Let the apology come. You don't need it to move forward. Let the memory return. You don't need to sit in it. Only bless it and release it. The love that is coming next, it will not ask you to shrink. It will not require translation. It will speak your language fluently. It will see your soul clearly, and it will arrive exactly when you stop searching and start trusting. This is your invitation to rise, to leave behind the version of you who always waited to be chosen, to step fully into the self who chooses herself. Every time Michael will walk with you now, not as a messenger, but as a witness. He will watch as the very things you once begged for chase you. As peace finds you in the middle of the night, as love lands at your feet and says, "You were always the one." You're not healing anymore. You're whole. You're not chasing anymore. You're aligned. And you're not wondering anymore, you know. Now walk, beloved, with clarity, with calm, with the confidence of someone who finally realized the love of your life was never the one who betrayed you. It's the life you're about to live next, and heaven can't wait to show you what's already yours. The miracle has begun. Now receive it. They don't want you to see this. Seriously, if you're reading this right now, understand something urgent. The moment your eyes landed on these words, a spiritual alarm went off in the realm of heaven, and the person who betrayed you felt it. Yes, felt it. because that's what happens when divine justice begins. They may not understand it, but their spirit is panicking because the very one they thought they could replace, the one they once ghosted, lied to, manipulated, or walked away from you, is finally waking up. And not just waking up, but rising in a way that cannot be stopped. You were never supposed to find this message. That's why the energy around you has been weird lately. Why you've been sensing something was off. Why you suddenly felt like someone from your past was pulling on your energy. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you repeatedly. And now that he has your attention, he says this with divine fire in his voice. Don't go back, not even for a second. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause, for there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. They didn't want this leaked. I probably shouldn't even be sending you this, because the story behind this Tesla key involves a billionaire inner circle, a private meeting in the Swiss Alps, a leaked recording of a sound they all used to earn their wealth. I know how crazy that sounds, but when I tell you that this is the thing they didn't want the public to know, I'm not kidding. It's what they call the Tesla key, built around a 3**HZ Tesla-inspired frequency. And it's already helping everyday people, so far 367 people around the world, reprogram their mind for unexpected abundance. You have to hear it to believe it. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret. Experience the Tesla key here, my beloved child. Now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you. Because the moment you do, the blessing that's been circling your name like a golden crown will be reassigned. And Michael doesn't want that. Heaven doesn't want that. And you won't allow that. Not after everything you've survived. Because let's tell the truth here, you didn't just survive heartbreak. You survived self-abandonment. You survived forgiving people who were never sorry. You survived nights where you cried with your hand over your mouth so no one would hear. You begged for signs and God was silent. You waited for closure and none came. You prayed for healing and it felt like the heavens forgot your name. But now the heavens are opening because you passed the hardest part. And Archangel Michael says you are no longer in the season of why did this happen. You are in the season of watch what I do next. And what heaven is about to do will leave the one who betrayed you speechless. See, they thought you'd always be available, that they could leave and return whenever it suited them, that they could choose confusion and still be welcomed back into peace. But they were wrong, because the moment you started choosing yourself, even quietly, the universe began shifting. You might not have seen it yet, but signs are about to come fast. A name will show up, a number, a dream, an unshakable feeling in your stomach. That's not your mind playing tricks on you. That's heaven confirming. They're being forced to feel what they made you feel, and it hurts. But here's where it gets deeper. They're not just hurting. They're scared because they know you're almost gone spiritually, emotionally, energetically. They can feel your soul unplugging from theirs. And that is terrifying for someone who always thought you'd be waiting. But Michael says, you are not waiting anymore. You are awakening. And with that awakening comes power. Power to close the door completely. Power to stop replaying memories. Power to not reply. Because not every apology deserves an audience. Not every ghost deserves resurrection, and not every ex deserves access to the version of you that healed without them. So what now? Now you choose the blessing. Now you let Archangel Michael protect what's been trying to reach you for months. A divine love that doesn't hurt. A connection that doesn't break. A peace that doesn't disappear when you ask questions. The kind of relationship that doesn't need fixing because it's pure from the start. But that blessing, it's jealous. It will not enter a space where the past still lingers. It will not share your heart with confusion. It will not compete with a cycle heaven already ended. So the final decision is yours. Will you open the door again just because you're lonely tonight? Or will you hold the line and let the universe show you why it made you wait so long? Michael is watching, not in judgment, but in protection. He knows how soft your heart is, how loyal, how forgiving. That's what made you a divine target for manipulation in the first place. But no more. He is drawing a line. He is guarding your energy. And if you listen, really listen, you'll hear his voice the next time that old number flashes on your screen. Don't answer that call. Your future is not on the other end of it. Your destiny is on the other side of release. Let them feel your absence. Let them finally understand what it means to lose a soul that never wanted to be found. And you let yourself receive the love that's been waiting behind the storm, because your miracle isn't lost. It's ready, and heaven is holding it right now, waiting for your signal. But before you give your final answer to the universe, pause. Feel that tug in your chest right now. That burning little question that whispers, what if they've really changed this time? Archangel Michael feels that hesitation. He knows your heart doesn't want to believe it was all for nothing. He knows how many times you've rewritten the story in your head, hoping there was something, anything that would make their betrayal make sense. But beloved, here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Closure is not something they give you. It's something heaven hands you when you finally stop lying to yourself. And this is your closure. The apology might still come. The text, the long voice note, the "I was going through so much" speech. But let's be honest, you already know what they are going to say. You already know how they talk when they feel cornered. You know the way they play victim just enough to keep the guilt off their own hands. And if you let them back in now after all this divine work, you won't just be repeating a mistake. You'll be rejecting your miracle. Yes, your miracle. Because something extraordinary is now forming around your name. Archangel Michael reveals that heaven has already spoken to the soul of someone new, as someone who doesn't need to be taught how to treat you, someone who won't just want to stay, but who will choose you daily without needing reminders, ultimatums, or tests. This person was always part of your path, but they couldn't come while your energy still lived in the past. The blessing was never denied, only delayed. So let this be the moment you finally slam the door shut, not out of hate, but honor. Honor for your own heart. Honor for your growth. Honor for the countless prayers you cried through clenched fists, begging heaven to show you why this had to happen, And here it is. This is the answer. Michael says the pain wasn't your punishment, it was your preparation. Every tear watered the future you're about to walk into. Every sleepless night bent time in your favor. Every act of love you gave, even when you received nothing in return, was seen by heaven. And now it's being returned to you, multiplied, purified, blessed beyond logic. But to receive it, you must protect your gate, because your energy is not an open field anymore. It is a sacred temple, and not everyone deserves access. Let that sink in. Not everyone deserves access. Especially not the person who didn't value you when they had a front row seat to your soul. They didn't just break your heart, they underestimated your power. And now they'll have to watch you bloom from the outside. So yes, they may come back. Yes, they may say everything you once prayed to hear. But by the time they do, you won't be the same person anymore. You'll be healed, aligned, chosen, and unavailable to anything that doesn't come wrapped in reverence. Michael ends this message with one final whisper, a divine instruction wrapped in fire. When they come knocking, don't open the door. Open your arms to the life I've been saving for you. And that life, it's not on the other side of that text. It's not in their confused heart. It's not in the past. It's already walking toward you. And when it arrives, you'll understand why you had to lose what you thought you needed just to receive what heaven always intended. You've made it this far, beloved. Don't look back now. Your miracle isn't coming, it's here. So, if you've made it to the end of this message, understand this wasn't just a reading. It was a spiritual rescue. Archangel Michael fought to bring this to you. Heaven moved energy just so your eyes could find these words today. And now the choice is yours. Will you go back to what once broke you just because it feels familiar? Or will you rise like the soul you truly are, healed, whole, chosen, protected? The door behind you is closed. The one in front of you is glowing. And as you take your next step, walk boldly, because the kind of love, peace, and breakthrough you're stepping into, it's the kind that doesn't leave. It's the kind that doesn't lie. It's the kind that feels like coming home. Michael will walk with you until it arrives. And when it does, you'll know the wait is over. The miracle has begun.